Games are made with many purposes and intents, with the most upfront ideal being entertainment. Some games breach entertainment and fully immerse you, landing you in the middle of conflicts you may be able to relate to in the real world. Tales of Symphonia is a JRPG released for the Nintendo GameCube August 29, 2003. It being the first of the Tales series is to be featured in 3D graphics and one of the first higher budget 3D polygonal JRPGs. Symphonia follows the story of three childhood friends, Lloyd, Colette, and Genus, on their journey of world rejuvenation. The world of the game is broken and torn due to conflicting political forces. A military organization under the name of the Desians holds a tight grip over the land, even constructing human ranches all over Silveron. These ranches are pretty similar to Adolf Hitler's concentration camps via World War II, with one very specific similarity. Like the concentration camps in real life, these camps weren't just made to make people suffer, but to use them as human experiments. I'll revisit this detail further, but I can fondly remember the horror of seeing the human ranches for the first time. The game takes no time to let you know that something very, very wrong is happening. The most gripping aspect is that what's very wrong, in fact, comparable to real-world issues and problems we are still fighting against today. Whether it be racism, xenophobia, or corrupt shadow governments, Symphonia cuts no corners, showing you just how dark things can be. With an amazing cast of characters, let's get into it. Tales of Symphonia is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think it could be yours too. This is why you should play Tales of Symphonia. Hello everyone, welcome to Lifestealing, and I am your host, Alex, and today I'd like to talk to you about Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. It's one of my favorite games and one of the first JRPGs I ever really got into. With that genre being one of my favorites, I honestly have a lot to say about this game. I actually have my original copy right here. Got this a little while after I first played it, so it's technically not my original copy, but my original copy would be a Blockbuster copy of the game that, I don't know, maybe someone took it, maybe they have it, maybe it's gone, who knows. But either way, I would like to break down all the aspects of the game that I like, and I would like to maybe have this video serve as like an introduction to people that maybe haven't played a Tales game, or maybe have played some of the recent ones, which are very good. I mean, they just came out with Tales of Vesperia, the reboot or remaster or whatever, for PS4 and Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Switch. And there's been Tales of Berseria and Zestiria on PS4, both great games, but even though it didn't all really start with this game right here, it kinda did. I do think this game has gotten its well-deserved praise, but at the same time, I don't really feel like it's talked about enough. I mean, it's kinda like the only JRPG available for the GameCube. I mean, there is like Skies of Arcadia, but that's a port, and there's like Baten Kaitos, which is like a card game, and there's like Phantasy Star Online, but that's a JRPG, but at the same time, it's kind of more of a specific like action MMO type thing. But either way, let's get into it. The first aspect I want to talk about today is characters.
I'm sorry.
It's not like it's your fault.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Listen! Never mind.
Oh yeah! Happy birthday, Colette!
The initial character setup of the game goes as such. Lloyd, a human, the main character, lives on the outskirts of the village with his adoptive father, Dirk, a dwarf. Dirk teaches Lloyd the ways of smithing and generally is a good father to him. Just outside of Dirk's house, you see a tombstone. That's where Lloyd's mother lays to rest. Lloyd has two very close friends in the village, Genus, a younger half-elf mage, and the chosen one, Colette. Starting with Genus Sage, the youngest of the crew, Genus lives in the small town of Azalea with his older sister Rain. Genus is a child prodigy, toting impressive magic and academic skill. Genus's ethnicity is half-elf, a race that suffers heavy prejudice in the world of Silveron. Genus's older sister Rain experienced this firsthand early in her life, and even when initially moving to Azalea, lied and told the village that they were pure-blooded elves to avoid it. This is a very important detail, as Genus knows he's a half-elf, yet continues to act out the lie to avoid prejudice. It's somewhat obvious Genus has a minor inferiority complex, exemplified in his immature ridiculing of Lloyd whenever he fails academically. In reality, Genus is jealous of Lloyd and wants to be just like him. Strong, brave, bold, and most importantly, human. Even though Genus has immature bouts somewhat often, he's consistently extremely wise considering he's 14.
I can kind of understand how he feels. Just a little.
Really?
When we were chased out of Visalia, I cursed the fact that I was part human. I couldn't stand it.
I see.
When Rain and I were refused at Heimdall, I was so embarrassed and frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm neither human nor elf. Neither side will accept me. Yet unless I belong to one of them, neither will recognize my very existence.
To me, I believe it's due to his life experiences. Even though he's young, he's being forced to understand very adult concepts due to traits he was born with and cannot control. Another mature for their age, albeit ditzy, Colette Brunel is our female lead. Destined to be the chosen of rejuvenation, Colette's character grows in such an organic and relatable way. She's bound to be the chosen by the Crucius crystal embedded in her hand, and for her entire life has been preparing for the sacrifices ahead. She lived with their adoptive family in Azalea and befriended Lloyd and Genus at school at a young age. On her 16th birthday, she's sent to Martell Temple to begin both her transformation into an angel and her journey of rejuvenation. She's accompanied by friends Lloyd, Genus, Rain, and bodyguard Kratos. As the game progresses, Colette loses various human traits while trying to hold her composure. Her childhood friends, Lloyd and Genus, are unaware of these changes as Colette hides and does not mention them. For as Colette becomes closer and closer to becoming an angel, she's actually giving up those parts of her humanity in return. Colette hiding how uncomfortable she is throughout the game is a heavy shock when it's revealed for the first time. She's selfless, but also incredibly vulnerable.
どうしたってそっちのセリフだよな悪い
Colette is a character that feels like a close friend, and to see her withering away like this is really heartbreaking. The last main character I'll be going into detail for is none other than our main character, Lloyd Irving.
This is gonna be a piece of cake.
Lloyd is a simple country boy living with his father Dirk on the outskirts of the village of Azalea. As mentioned earlier, Lloyd doesn't know much about his mother other than the fact that she passed away shortly after giving birth to him. Lloyd is a character that I really like and appreciate. He's simple but doesn't waste any time. He makes rash decisions, and whether they end well or not, he always repents for his mistakes. Lloyd has extensive combat skill, potentially due to living with a swordsmith his whole life. He's probably the least academic-focused character in the game, but he makes up for it in street smarts and skill. Lloyd feels as if he's an older brother to Genus and a sworn guard of Colette. Where Lloyd is simple, his story and role in it are incredible, for both the viewer and character are unaware of the potential Lloyd has.
You don't look fine at all. Your face is completely white. It's all my fault. I got carried away and kept making her pull her wings in and out.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
The next section of the game I'd like to break down is the story. And oh boy, is there quite a bit to digest here. First things first, I'll be doing my best to avoid spoilers, and if at all, only reveal things that happen within the first 5 hours or so. Symphonia begins in the world of Silverant, a land that's dying due to a lack of mana. Mana is the main resource in Tales, and as it dwindles, almost everything is affected, from magic abilities and technology to life itself. As crops are dying along with the natural world, the citizens of Silverant begin to look to the Chosen One to rejuvenate the world and bring back the steady flow of mana. That's where our main trio comes in, with Colette being the Chosen of Rejuvenation. Obviously the plot is centered around her. Many revelations are made throughout the story showing the true intentions of both the church behind the journey and the political force the designs. The main mission during the journey is going from elemental seal to elemental seal, awakening summoned spirits sleeping in ancient shrines. With every shrine, every spirit awakened, the Chosen, Colette, gets closer to becoming an angel. When Colette fully transforms into an angel, the world will be rejuvenated. One of the revelations made, as mentioned earlier, is that with every step closer to rejuvenation, the Chosen loses a part of his or her humanity. When the group opens the first seal, Colette loses the ability to eat, the second, the ability to sleep, and so on.
What is it, Lloyd?
I thought it'd be nice for us to talk just by ourselves.
Sure.
Here, it's hot coffee.
Thanks.
Hot, isn't it?
Yeah, really hot.
It's actually iced coffee.
What?
I had Genus make it cold.
Oh, yeah. Of course it's cold.
I lied. It's actually hot. I knew it! How long have you been like this? You can't feel anything at all, can you?
That's not true.
You're lying. When you fell earlier, you already couldn't feel anything, could you?
The final sacrifice being the Chosen's life itself, as once they're an angel, they've lost all memories and all ideals of being a human at all. This is the main aspect of the story I'd like to touch base on, as Colette's progression is truly heartbreaking. She knows what will happen to her at the end of the journey, but barely mentions it and blatantly hides it for most of the game. Besides this, Symphonia has so many more strong points when it comes to the plot, and even more twists and turns to keep you guessing. The journey will not be without hardship, but is definitely one worth going on. Symphonia's 60 to a 100-hour-long campaign is a long journey, but serves as the perfect skeleton that should be considered when JRPGs are brought up. The last and most important section is none other than gameplay. Symphonia's main attraction in this asset is definitely its combat system. Long gone are the days of strict turn-based battle systems and in with arcadey beat-em-up scenarios. When playing Symphonia, you'll see the enemies on screen, and when touching them, will transition to a battle scene. From here you control one of the main 4 characters. Your main attacks will be with either A on GameCube or X on PlayStation, and your special attacks will be with B on GameCube or Circle on the PlayStation. The system works flawlessly, as each normal attack has different attributes and animations depending on what direction you're holding. Normal attacks usually come in strings of 3 and can be comboed into a special attack. An example of this would be Lloyd's normal attack 3 times into a Demon Fang level 1. That would look like XXXB, depending on what you have your Demon Fang set to. Lloyd stands as the most accessible character to use, but you can control every other character in your party, giving you 8 different characters to experiment with. As your characters level up and progress, you'll learn different abilities and level up your old ones. From there, you can extend combos and even do joined party attacks in the essence of Chrono Trigger. This battle system is absolutely incredible and really has aged very well. And if you like it, you'll be happy to know that each Tales game after Symphonia has only improved upon this system. Besides battles, Tales features a few mini-games throughout and side quests to take your time. Besides cutscenes, things called skits will open up and act as a short animated cutscene, usually showing character development or the characters responding to what's going on currently. These skits are super underrated, as I haven't really played a game that's given me such a passionate look into the emotions behind the characters I'm playing. With all that being said, Tales of Symphonia is a great game for JRPG newcomers and veterans alike, featuring a rich story and a long overall campaign, and a solid in-game dungeons after the main story is completed. This game is absolutely worth playing today, as it's available on many systems now, being PC, PlayStation 3, GameCube, and all those copies are probably going to run you about $20, where the GameCube may run you up to $40, but I mean, if you have a computer that can run it, you can probably get this game for anywhere from like $20 to $10. The graphics have aged perfectly with this game. All the characters have this chibi art style that's really cool, and it's cute, and obviously was a limitation for the time, but you don't get any of those uncanny valley, like, weird looking characters in older polygonal JRPGs. And the difficulty is fair but challenging, still holds up to today. It's not too easy, But either way, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I hope you stick around for more of me in the future. This has been Why You Should Play Tales of Symphonia. I'm Alex with Lifestealing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, and thank you so much once again.